Hey everyone, welcome to episode 6 of the PlayStation Point. I'm Armando, and I have with me Kuro.
Hi.
And we finally have a guest. We have our very first guest on the PlayStation Point, and that's Conor.
I am the first guest on every podcast now.
Yeah, that's actually very true. So can you give a brief introduction of yourself to our listeners who don't know anything about you?
So I was one of the founding fathers of Blaze Kick. I mainly write in the entertainment section now. I'm on Blaze Kick's weekly Nintendo podcast with Armando here, as well as our good friend Noah. I don't know.
That's it?
I have a Vita.
Okay, see, that's why I wanted you to come on, because you have a Vita. You're one of the very few on BlazeCake that have a Vita. I think it's only us three.
Yeah.
Tyler
Well,
has a
Tyler has
PS TV.
TV, yeah, but we actually have a Vita. So, I'm so excited
Or
about
lonely
that.
Vita.
Yeah, poor Vita. But, hey, at least us three contributed to some of the sales. So, yeah. Okay, so this week on the podcast, we're going to talk about Uncharted 4. We're going to give our impressions of it. Conor and I beat it, so we're going to talk about it. Of course, we're not going to spoil the game or anything. So, yeah, and then we're going to talk about Disney Infinity being over, Sony's E3 2016 press conference, and a lot more. So, before we get into that, let's start off with our usual segment of what we're playing. Kuro, what have you been playing these past 2 weeks? Or
Does Smash Bros. Count?
that counts.
Yeah, we were playing that, and with the Bayonetta, the update that kind of nerfed Bayonetta. She's still fine, but if you haven't really played something like her in Smash Bros., she can be a bit difficult to learn.
I haven't bought that DLC yet. I will later.
She's
Hopefully.
fun.
Yeah, I want to try Corin. I still haven't even bought Corin.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. What about you, Conor?
2 weeks. Well, Uncharted 4. Metroid Prime. Love Live. Gotta mention that. And just yesterday, you guys getting this scoop before Unleashed even, I started playing Starlight Stage.
Wait, what scoop?
That I started playing Starlight Stage.
Oh, that's your scoop?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Scoop that I post on Twitter.
Alright, I've been playing, I played Uncharted 4, I've been playing Overwatch, since that just came out, and I started my Persona 4 Golden Platinum playthrough, so, yeah, and that's it for me. So, news. Sony announced the date and time for their E3 2016 press conference, and no surprise at all, it's going to happen on the 13th, on the Monday, at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's usually their time. That's usually when they have their conference anyways.
Yeah, Tuesday is sold out for E3 Live, too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that E3 Live thing, it's I thought it was the actual tickets to the actual show, but it's they're doing a side thing where the public can play games that are going to be at E3.
Yeah, there's gonna be VR demos too, which I'm really interested in.
Ooh.
But I got a ticket for Wednesday because that's what was left, because Tuesday 30th sold out by the time I got to the site.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's weird because they said it's free to attend, but then you have to register to get tickets, which implies that you do have to pay for it. But that's just the articles being miswording.
Did you have to pay for it? I think
No.
You just have to register it.
Yeah, you just have to register so that you actually have something. I think it's just to make sure that not everybody comes in.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's only for a 5-hour block, so mine's from noon to 5.
Okay. Yeah,
And
you
then
don't
I can
want a lot of
take
people.
the train
there.
back.
Yeah, they have to do that because you don't want a lot of people to show up at an event without tickets. They have to control it some way.
That'd be chaos.
Yeah, chaos. So now since we're talking about E3, let's do our Road to E3 2016 news roundup. So first, Sega of Europe is interested in bringing Atlas games to Europe. That's good, right?
Well, it is
Yeah.
good, but they actually have to follow through with it for the European fans to actually believe them. Because the European fans, as far as I can tell, like, just from reading comments on the articles, is that they're just very untrusting of Sega of Europe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Sega, like a few days before, Sega said that Atlas independently chooses their publishing partners in Europe. So, yeah. So you don't know. I don't know what to believe.
So what's actually the relationship between Sega and Atlas?
Sega owns Atlas.
So
Yeah, because what happened is that Index went bankrupt, and so Index put Atlas on sale, and Sega is the one who bought them.
Mm-hmm.
But then, wouldn't it make sense for Sega to just publish their games everywhere?
Well,
Yeah.
yes, but the problem is that when Sega of Europe publishes games, it's like only the popular ones, it's not even the niche ones. That's when NIS America has NIS of Europe, so basically they were publishing their little niche games for them, and people were happy because at least they were getting them. But now it's kind of up in the air whether Sega of Europe is actually going to publish those niche games, not just like Persona 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least over here, I know it was announced I think a month ago that Sega is going to start publishing Atlas games in North America. But that doesn't mean that Atlas America is just going to disappear. They're still going to work independently. But yeah, it's interesting how Atlas doesn't publish their own games in Europe. Even if it's a game like Persona that's going to do really well over there.
Yeah.
Probably because they don't have like enough money to pay for another branch. Probably why they were going out to like NIS America and be like, "Can you publish this for us in Europe?" And they were happy to do it.
Yeah. And they translate those games to a lot of languages now in Europe, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of European
Yeah,
countries that speak different languages, so.
That's
So
the
that
thing
might be
about
it.
Europe is that it's smaller, but there's so many different languages. The localization work must be a nightmare.
Yeah. Because let's say even PlayStation and Nintendo have their own branches in each country, so they can localize the games to their languages. Of course, Atlas won't be able to do that, but Sega might. Come on, Sega. Because let's say Persona 5 doesn't release over there in Europe around the same time that we get it. A lot of people are just gonna import.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you can speak English, then yeah, you're gonna do it.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. So yeah, hopefully Sega will get their shit together and publish Atlas games. Come on, Sega. Now, let's see. Okay, so other topic or news stories. Gran Turismo Sport on PS4 will release on November 15, 2016. That's going to be one of Sony's November titles.
Care about that?
Yeah, well, I don't think we here, us three, care about Gran Turismo, but that game is really, really huge for them. That's a huge game for them. I wouldn't say here, but in Europe. That game is big in Europe, so. Now, I think this news story broke like a few days after the last episode of the PlayStation Point went up. And it's Disney Infinity is over. Disney Infinity is over. They were losing money, so they're just gonna stop doing Disney Infinity. So that sucks.
I mean, like, is anyone really surprised by that after seeing the pictures of Disney Infinity compared to, like, Amiibos in America?
But I wasn't surprised. I work retail and I work in the electronics section, and yeah, there's a bunch of. It's just cluttered with Toys to Life figures now, and it's mostly just Skylanders and Disney Infinity, and now Amiibo because there's a bunch of Amiibos, Animal Crossing Amiibo that people don't want. So, now I like the figures. I like the Disney Infinity figures. I've never been a fan of the game, even though I wanted to try it out this time because Star Wars. But yeah, it sucks, especially if you've been with the game since the start. So so they were losing money, and one of the examples that they gave is that they made a bunch of Hulk figures for 2.0.
2 million.
And they only sold like
1
half.
million.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it was 2.0 that made this happen though. That ultimately moved this decision.
Yeah, I think it was Noah that brought the article on Unleashed, but someone there found that Disney Interactive had actually said Disney Infinity would not get any sequels, and it would just keep getting free updates that would keep adding new figures to the base game. Mm-hmm. So less than a year later, here's a sequel.
Yeah, and I think they did that because of the consoles.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say?
They still could have released, re-released Disney Infinity on PS4, Xbox One, though.
Yeah. They should have just, kept the 2.0 game and don't do 3.0. Just release more Marvel characters and then introduce a couple of Disney characters. I mean, Star Wars characters.
Marvel characters would have made it sold.
Yeah. No, and then the thing that also contributed to this is that the releases for the figures were mostly tied to a movie instead of just riding on nostalgia. Yeah, everything was tied to a movie. Mm-hmm. If there was a new Captain America movie, they would release a Falcon figure, a new Captain America figure.
They even did the Lone Ranger, which was a terrible movie.
Yeah, or even right now, one of the last figures that are going to be released for 3.0 are the Finding Dory figures and Alice through the Looking Glass figures. So
it's also no Goofy. Come on. It's
no Goofy.
It's a Disney mascot. Come on.
Pluto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing from this news story broke out that Disney will stop publishing their own games. They're gonna start licensing IP to other developers and publishers. So I decided to talk about this because if you guys remember, there was a rumor about Sony or about a Sony exclusive Spider-Man game. And Disney owns the rights to the Spider-Man games.
Oh.
So, I mean, this could work. This could actually be a thing. They could license the IP to Sony, so Sucker Punch can make the game and just make it exclusive to their console.
Yeah, they could do that, but it's probably just the reason why they're licensing out is because they realize they don't understand how to make games properly, so they're like, we'll just let the people who actually know what they're doing do their job.
What's the last Disney game that they published? Except from, I'm not counting Disney Infinity.
Epic Mickey?
Yeah, exactly. And it was Disney Interactive, right?
Yeah.
I made that.
Oh no, Google this.
Yeah, or actually, I guess this counts as a Disney game, but Yeah, because it's a Marvel. I mean, Disney owns Marvel, the Lego movie, the Lego Avengers video game that came out this year. That could have been a sign, because the Lego games are made by WB. So, now the other possibility that this opens is that Star Wars and Marvel can come to other Toys to Life franchises and more possibly, like Lego Dimensions. That would actually sell. Even though Lego Dimensions is not, I don't think it's doing well.
I don't either.
Yeah. But if they have Star Wars and Marvel characters now, that could be a huge boom for them. It sucks that Disney Infinity is over, and it totally sucks that a lot of people lost their jobs because of this. But
well, apparently they're co-producing Kingdom Hearts 3.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because Disney's a part of Kingdom Hearts with Square Enix technically.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully the characters, they can make more games based off Disney characters and Marvel characters, because of this. And I'm really hoping for that Spider-Man Sucker Punch game. Please be real. So, other Road to E3 news. Mass Effect Andromeda has been pushed back to early 2017. It was supposed to come out holiday 2016. But yeah, it got pushed back. I think EA will show it off at their E3 thing that they're doing on that Sunday.
It's not too big of a pushback.
Yeah, it was still like an anticipated game for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, for Christmas.
Yeah. And then more EA news. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is coming out in 2017. Not surprising. Hopefully this time it'll have a story. Not just multiplayer maps.
Oh yeah, I remember this being a thing.
Yeah. And I don't think this is because they're making another Star Wars game, and it's the Star Wars game that Amy Hennig is writing.
Oh.
So, and we haven't heard about that. So maybe at E3. Hopefully. Then this is weird. I think we got our very first E3 2016 trailer today. It's for a game called I Am Setsuna. Have you guys heard about this?
Nope.
I've seen it in passing.
Yeah, it's an RPG. They're advertising it as an old school RPG. It's made by Square, and it's out in Japan already. But it's coming out over here. It's coming out on PSN and Steam on July 19th. And even if you look at the trailer right now, it's just going to say, I Am Setsuna, E3 2016 trailer. So that's our very first E3 2016 trailer.
That's cool.
Yeah, so sucks that it's not getting a physical release from what I can tell. They're just saying PSN and Steam.
They do that because they don't think it's going to get that much, so they're just going to make it a digital release.
Yeah. I'm hoping, though, that they have, like, a special edition limited, like, physical release on their store, though. They usually do that. That'll be nice. I would buy it. I'm excited for this game. I think it's going to cost, I think they said it, I think it's $39.99.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's a JRPG, like, old school JRPG, so I'll take you a couple hours to beat it, so I'm okay with that. Then, I guess this is not Road to E3, but this is, like, important. Uncharted 4. So Uncharted 4 news. Uncharted 4 first week of sales surpassed 2.7 million. That's good.
Yeah.
Wasn't there some controversy concerning a review score?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
Every
they
review
were.
that's not like 9 out of 10 or higher has controversy.
That's true. And people always make petitions on change.org about it. They're pretty hilarious though.
hmm
Hmm. So the 2.7 million units sold. That was for worldwide sales. And in North America, Uncharted 4 is the fastest selling PS4 first party title to date. I mean, it's not that surprising because
Look what
think
they've
of a
released.
yeah,
It's Uncharted and it looks very pretty.
yeah. No, well, just saying that Uncharted 4 is the fastest selling PS4 first title game. It's not that surprising because what was the last one?
Last first party title?
Yeah, Ratchet.
MLB The Show 2015, I think. Or
Really? That
2016.
that was their last fastest selling title?
Oh, Last Fast, I thought you just said released. I don't know, probably like Until Dawn or Infamous.
Yeah, maybe Infamous. It's also not surprising that they got this amount of like sales in a week. The game was heavily advertised everywhere,
hmm
and for once they actually advertised a game, or an Uncharted game. I don't remember the last time they did that. They didn't do it for Uncharted 3.
They didn't do it for Golden Abyss.
Cool. Why? Well, they did. That was like the game that they were showing off with the Vita.
Because it's the only game on the Vita. Oh.
I think it's probably like their most popular first-party Vita game, anyways. So yeah, that's good. So that's it for the news roundup. Now we have two topics. One of them is Uncharted 4. We've played it, we beat it, so we're just gonna talk about it real quick. So Connor,
Mhm.
let's start off with you.
Oh.
What you think of it? No spoilers, by the way. We're not gonna spoil the game. Just give me your impressions.
It was pretty good. I've seen a lot of people complaining that it was way more cinematic than the past ones, which I don't really see. Like a lot of complaints on Reddit were like there's too much cutscenes compared to the gameplay, but I don't know. I don't think there was. I didn't time it, but I didn't really have that issue. But I thought it was still pretty good. I do agree to an extent with some people saying the story was fairly predictable and cliched, like overall. But I still found it enjoyable. So much so that I started a second playthrough right away on Crushing, and I'm dying a lot. But yeah, I played a bit of the multiplayer too. It's fun, but I'm terrible at shooters, so I just feel bad with everyone who I'm partnered with. So I'm probably not gonna play that very much. And yeah.
Speaking of the multiplayer, I was playing that the other day, and I think a guy with the username Hideo Kojima joined, and I think it was him. Of course, not just him having like a snake avatar doesn't really say anything, but
Yeah.
but I think it was him. So I liked Uncharted 4. I think it's really heavily influenced by The Last of Us, so it does have. I think it does have a lot of more like cinematic cutscenes, but it's not at the point that it overshadows the gameplay moments. The story was a bit predictable, but I mean it's an Uncharted game. If you play the first one, you can basically predict what's going to happen on the other ones.
Yeah.
It follows the same beat. I do like that. At least I think that you don't have to play the other 3 games to appreciate or to understand this game.
Yeah,
You don't have to
there's
do
a bunch of references,
that. Yeah.
but to fully play it, you don't need 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. If you want to appreciate what's like Nate's story and the characters more, you do have to play those games. But that's totally up to you if you want to play those games. I really recommend it, but yeah, and I really like that aspect. So that's one of the things that I liked. I did have a few problems with the characters, with two characters.
I think I know what two you're talking about.
The villains.
Yeah.
But at least they were better than past ones. That's what I think.
That's not that hard though. Uncharted hasn't really had good villains.
Yeah. That's true.
One thing I had a problem with, not really a problem, that I kind of wish was there was, I wish Chloe and Cutter actually appeared outside of the multiplayer and not just the references at the very beginning.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want them to make a
maybe
big
Chloe.
appearance, but just like maybe at one point Cutter just randomly shows up and saves them or something. I don't know, I just wanted them to appear. I like Cutter.
He was okay. I like Chloe too. Didn't really like her in 3. But she had more moments in 2, so yeah. So what's your favorite Uncharted game now that you beat this?
I'm still gonna say 2. I really liked Uncharted 4, but I think that might also just be new game hype type thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, if I still like it in like a year, then I'll probably say Uncharted 4, or even 6 months. But Uncharted 4 also didn't really have something that I really like from 2, 3, and I think it was in 1, with like when Nate's just stranded somewhere, badly injured, like in 2 after the train crash, and in 3 after the plane crash in the desert and snow, and he's just stumbling, badly injured, trying to figure out how to get there. It kind of had it with the boat crash, but
spoilers.
Well, that's the very first thing you play, the boat crashing. But I don't know, it just didn't feel the same because he wasn't really all that injured. The main hindrance there was the rain.
Yeah. Well, as for me, I would say 2 is still my favorite. I'm not a big fan of 3. A lot of people like 3.
I liked 3. I didn't think it was better than 2. I'd say it was like an improvement of 1, but not 2.
Yeah. Yeah, overall 2 is my favorite, but Uncharted 4 has some of my favorite Uncharted moments. Especially one chapter, like I think it was like chapter 14. That was really good. And well, Uncharted 4 is it getting DLC?
Yes,
Okay,
there's
right?
a
Single player DLC, right?
Yeah, there's like a Left Behind type DLC, I think. As well as multiplayer stuff.
I wonder what that could be. Hopefully it's really obvious what it is. If you played the game, hopefully you want the same thing that I want.
I could see them doing 2 different things. One of them would be really spoilery, so I can't say it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one that I want.
Okay, but actually the other one's kind of spoilery too, so never mind. I'll tell you after.
A prequel to...
I mean, it is a
Uncharted
prequel,
4.
but, like... How can I say this? Okay, you know... Who Rafe was working with before Sam and Nate teamed up, right? Or before he went with Nadine.
I don't think so. I don't remember.
It was like a big deal when it was... Okay, never mind.
Just tell me later.
Yeah.
Just tell me later. Uh, so any final thoughts for Uncharted 4?
No.
This is your favorite Naughty Dog game?
I mean, I already said
Or
I
is
like
this series,
Uncharted.
or this series your favorite Naughty Dog series?
Well, I haven't played Crash at all. Haven't fully played the Jack series. And The Last of Us isn't really a series yet, so, I mean, it's the only
Oh,
series I've played in full.
oh, you know it's gonna be a series.
Yeah,
Don't
that's why I
worry.
said isn't yet. But,
Mm,
so,
mm.
I mean, overall, I probably would say yes anyway, even if we are counting The Last of Us, just because Uncharted 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, and Uncharted 4 is really great, and I still like 3. So that's only 1 out of 4 that I find, like, average. So, yeah, I'd probably say that's my favorite Naughty Dog series. Oh, and Golden Abyss, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Who made that game? I think it was Bend, right? I think it was Sony Bend.
Yeah, I think it was Bend.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say Uncharted is my favorite Naughty Dog series game. I mean, I like The Last of Us, but some of the things there were some things I didn't really like about it, but I've had more time with Nathan Drake, with Elena, with Sully, that I care more about them than Joel and Ellie.
Oh, also something I don't like about Uncharted 4. There's a bunch of gameplay elements, I guess, that are just kind of dropped. Like the pickpocket thing, you do that once.
Yeah. No, and remember in Uncharted 3 you could throw back grenades?
Yeah, that's not there at all.
Yeah. What the hell?
There's a couple other gameplay elements that are just kind of dropped or only used once or like used a couple times. It's kind of annoying. I don't know. Like, it would have been cool if you could just pickpocket enemies if you're in stealth and maybe get ammo or something.
Yeah. So I remember when I was playing the game and someone threw a grenade at me. I was trying to figure out how to throw it back, but then I died.
Yeah.
Or was it 3 like when you were like doing like melee combat with an enemy that had a gun, and if you beat him, like the gun would drop on you and then you could shoot with it? I think it was 3, right?
I think that was in 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's gone in this one.
Oh, I never really did melee once I had guns. So
Yeah. Once you get the shotgun or a sniper, yeah, you don't need melee. The game is really pretty though.
Mhm.
Super pretty.
Cell shading
Especially
mode
when-
for the win.
I need to try that one out. So yeah, that's it for our short Uncharted discussion. So May has been a weird month in terms of games because there's a lot of games this month. That's weird. In the span of a week, we got Uncharted 4 and Doom. And this week, we got Overwatch. And then a few weeks ago, we got, I think it was Battleborn. RIP Battleborn. And there's another one I'm missing. Am I? Yeah, there's
Just
another
Google.
one. Yeah, there's another big game that came out recently, and I'm just completely blanking out. So if you guys had to recommend one of these games to our listeners, which one would you recommend?
Isn't everyone already getting Overwatch?
It's not for everyone though. I would say that. I know a lot of people are getting it, but I think some might be disappointed. Especially if they think it's gonna be like a military shooter or like a military shooter, because it's not
I
that.
mean, isn't it supposed to be like an entry-level shooter?
Yeah. But it's just completely different. I didn't get the chance to play the beta, So just playing it yesterday was like completely new to me. I remember the one that I missed. There's two that I missed. Valkyria Chronicles Remastered and Homefront: The Revolution.
Homefront.
The beta was only for PC though.
Which one?
Overwatch.
The Overwatch beta, I think that was only for PC though.
No, they did a beta for consoles like the beginning of May.
Arms. You missed another game that released today.
Which one?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutants in Manhattan.
Oh yeah, that's the one that I missed. That must be it. That's the one that I missed. So yeah, which one would you recommend? I know a lot of people are getting Overwatch, but if you had to get one game, which one would it be?
I would get Overwatch.
Overwatch?
Yeah, I'm just not sure for PS4 or PC because my PC could handle it.
It could?
Yeah. I mean, it could stream. Should be able to handle that.
I would say get it on PC. I don't like the controls. I do like the game, but I'm not feeling the controls on the PlayStation. So yeah, I would say PC. If my PC could handle a game like that, I would get it on PC. But nope. What about you, Connor?
Well, the only one of those I got was Uncharted 4, but I'm gonna have to say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. No. I don't know, because Overwatch is like mostly multiplayer. I think so is Battleborn, and
Yep.
I don't really like multiplayer games. Splatoon's really the only exception so far, I guess.
Well, let me tell you something. So, you like Splatoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you like this one. You know why?
Why?
Because it kind of has the same problem that Splatoon had when it first came out.
Not
There's
very
not a
many
lot of-
maps.
Yeah, or not maps, but modes.
That's not really why I like Splatoon though.
Hey, it can improve over time. That's what I'm saying.
But so yeah, I'm gonna have to just go with Uncharted 4, I guess. Oh, and Doom. I haven't played it. It looks cool though.
Yeah, that game looks so good. I would say Uncharted 4. That's my pick. Uncharted 4. Just because it's a game that anyone really can enjoy. Even don't be scared off by the number 4, even if you haven't played the other 3. You can still play it and enjoy it, and get the story and appreciate it. And maybe that will lead you to buying the collection and playing those, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do want to get Doom, though. That looks fun. I'll get it after my Persona 4 Platinum. Yeah. Although if you're gonna get one game this month, get Persona 4 Golden on Vita. Please do that. Gotta plug that. It's always on sale. It always goes on sale. So yeah, get that. So any games that you're looking forward that are gonna come out next month?
Kirby Robobot.
PlayStation games, please.
Oh. I don't know. I don't even know what's releasing next month.
Neither do I. I'm just like Persona 5.
One Piece Burning Blood. I think that's the first.
There was another one there. It's Mirror's Edge.
I never played the first one.
No Man's Sky.
Oh. I still don't know about that one, but that's pretty hype.
Yeah. Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
Nah.
And I think that's it. At least like the ones that they have advertised here on the PlayStation website.
Kirby Robobot.
Kirby Robot. Yeah. That's gonna be a fun game though. So yeah, that's our topics for this episode. Let's just try to wrap it up. So plugs. Do you have anything to plug, Connor? Since you're a guest here and you just want to plug them.
Go follow this great Twitter account. It's at ArmsMXZ.
Thank you.
They post really great content, including dank memes. So
I have the best. It has the best Twitter avatar at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And another account you should follow is at Sonic Hedgehog. Also a great dank meme account.
Yeah, do that. And maybe follow. Hold on. At BlazeKick Tweet.
Nah. Trash.
Maybe.
Trash Twitter account.
All right, and since we're speaking of Twitter, you guys can follow us on Twitter. I'm at ArmsMXZ. Kudo, what's your Twitter?
I'm at demon_sorceress.
And Connor?
I'm at 31.
Yeah, and you can listen to Connor on Nintendo Unleashed. That's BlazeKick's weekly Nintendo podcast. I'm usually on almost all the time.
Except when it's too salty.
Yeah, except when these guys don't want me to tell the truth about certain Pokemon. They just kicked me out of the podcast. Thank you.
I have photo evidence of you actually saying you don't want to be on.
Sure. And you can visit our Patreon page. We're on Patreon. You can help us out there. It's patreon.com/BlazeKick. If you pledge $1, you can get access to this podcast at PlayStation Point and our other podcasts like Nintendo Unleashed and BlazeKick Podcast, which is a monthly podcast exclusive to Patreon. So that's the only way you could get that podcast. And it's just $1 a month. That's it. And if we do like usually when we do like a spoiler cast or something like that, we post it on Patreon first for our $1 patrons. So you still get access to one-offs episodes of a podcast. So yeah, it's just $1 a month. And you can visit blazekick.com for anime reviews.
Oh yeah. Sick.
Yeah. For a lot of anime reviews. A lot of podcast posts.
Back-to-back Unleashed posts, because no one else posts.
Yeah, back-to-back. You'll never see a back-to-back PlayStation Point post, though. Unleashed is always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then, I'm missing something. Am I missing something? Yeah, I'm missing something. Follow us on... No, follow us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's BlazeKick Media, youtube.com/BlazeKickMedia. Subscribe there, and guess what, guys? You can listen to the PlayStation Point on iTunes now. Yay!
Whoa!
Yeah, it's on iTunes, and it's on Google Play Music. Subscribe to our feeds over there. I actually looked at the Google Play Music subs, like how many subs we gain like per day, and I'm actually surprised. I think we have a lot of subs there. So thank you for that. Please keep doing that. Subscribe, share the feeds with your friends, with your family members, with anyone. Post it on Twitter, on Facebook, on Mitomo if you could do that. Do all that.
Make your cat listen to it.
Yeah. And make your cat review us, please. Put a video on it.
Meow, 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 meow.
Yeah. Please do that.
Just be thankful she hasn't woken up this morning.
Oh yeah, we usually have a cat on the show.
I replaced her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's it for this episode of the PlayStation Point. We'll be back in 2 weeks for episode 7, and I think that's when we'll do our E3 predictions. So that's gonna be a fun episode. Right? Well, see you later.
Bye.
Adios.